Hello party people, it is Will Pemble. I am driving across the George Washington Bridge, leaving New York State, heading into New Jersey, and today I am going to see George at Pemble Road in New Jersey. And we are going to learn some amazing things about van life, about RVs, about George. He is an amazing guy. I am such a huge fan and very excited to be taking this trip. So, before anybody gets too crazy upset, I'm going to put my phone down and I'll see you in New Jersey. Okay, here we are at Pemble Road. If you want to learn about vans, this is the place to do it. Let's go find George. George!
Hey, Will!
My brother!
Let me get my mask.
Dude, it is so nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise.
That's George from Pemble Road. I've seen him on TV.
Have you been in contact with anybody with COVID in the last 2 weeks?
I have not. I have checked my temperature. I am pretty healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't
all
need
good.
that.
All right. All right.
Because I too have been clean.
All right. I'll take some risks. Yeah, you've been pre-damaged even. So had your COVID Novus.
I had my COVID scare, and I'm not COVID positive.
Oh man.
So here you are. You're in the Pemble Road Van Studio.
Dude, just give me the tour. Give me the whole spiel.
All right. Well, it's a small shop, so it won't take long.
Oh.
As you can see, I got 2 vans on contract.
All right.
One of them is a Promaster, a Ram Promaster.
Okay.
And this one is a Sprinter. This one's a 4x4.
Now, what year of a Sprinter is this? Is a new one or?
This is an 18.
An 18.
They did a big body change and engine change in 19.
Okay.
And I was a little leery of those because, you know, with anything new, you want to let that first year skip.
Yeah.
And look at the second and third. This is an 18, so this, in my opinion, is a good safe coach to start.
Let me ask you, 4x4, 2-wheel drive?
It depends on what your lifestyle is, where you're going, what do you want to do.
Right.
You know, if you want to get off the beaten path and you want to hit the woods, then you want a 4x4. It's like anything else.
Because I look at the Sprinter, and I think of like the Sprinter, the 4x4 shorty Sprinter, and I think it's like so sexy and it looks so cool and it's so tall and compact and I could drive it anywhere. It has been 35 years since I drove a car off-road. So, you know, but I like that from like a sexiness. That seems to me like the sexy van. Right. It's the 144, 4x4 Sprinter.
And you know, for a lot, that may be where it ends. Because you're going to get in your sexy van and then you're going to realize this does not suit who I am.
Like,
it turns out I'm not very sexy.
Yeah. Not sexy.
But you know, the truth is you got to drill down to what it is that's most important to you.
Okay.
Really drill down. And what happens that in my experience, now I'm a hotshot. This is vans 3 and 4.
Right.
Okay. I have not done 100 vans. But in my experience, people think they want to do something a certain way, but when you start to really put it to use and study it, it's not their big priority. What they thought were must-haves end up not being must-haves, and they end up not being very important at all once you get through this exercise.
Yeah, the closest I've come to knowing what I want, I got from a couple of cross-country car trips that I've taken. And so I've thought of some things like, okay, when I stop here, I want to be able to do this. When I stop here, I want to be able to do this. But it's not van life, it's road trip. And those are different things. And so I've got some great ideas, I think, about road trip stuff, but I don't really, never lived in a van, which isn't going to stop me from building one.
Well, there's a saying that I use frequently. A wise old man once told me. He built himself a magnificent van to live in full time. And he said, if I fail at van life, it won't be because of the van. And man, did that, I took that to heart. And I understand that completely. And you got to be careful that you don't come up short in terms of pleasing yourself and letting that van fit you like a set of clothes. You got to drill down and really identify what's important.
Walk me around and show me what's important to you.
Well, the thing that sets me apart, I think, is not platform. You know, Sprinter, Ford, Ram, Promaster. That's the first step, obviously. And when you get beyond that, the way I approach the build, I think is very unique. The basic premise is you've got to be able to undo what it is you did, and you've got to be able to service and or replace these components easily, almost as an end user.
So if I'm building it, I need to be able to, it needs to be take apartable.
Yes.
Okay.
It should be modular. That's how I approach it.
Okay.
My garage is modular. My bed frame is another module. My refrigerator module. Okay. They can each stand on their own.
Yeah.
Without any support, ancillary support. But then I do bolt them together.
Yeah.
And I use 80/20. I use extruded aluminum for all of my modules.
Yeah.
I frame them out. This stuff is
amazing.
it's an erector set for adults.
Yeah.
It's magnificent stuff.
Yeah.
And you can get very creative with this stuff, and you can get very aesthetic. Some of this stuff is beautiful.
Yeah.
When you start pairing this aluminum with woods and vinyl textures and colors, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and you can see that on the video.
Yeah.
These are vans 3 and 4. So the first two will give you a sense of what you can do with this stuff. This is the Sprinter van. It's the same approach. To me, it doesn't matter what platform I'm building on, because my build philosophy is going to be the same.
Okay.
And what I'm saying now is, all right, I put in my insulation. I've got a specific insulation system that I employ. In the Sprinter van, I can almost get away with it just fitting underneath these roof ribs that are in the Sprinter chassis.
Okay.
The Promaster chassis, it's thinner.
Right.
So
And this is just Thinsulate.
This is Thinsulate. Yeah, I do 3 tiers. I do the Thinsulate white side down, which acts as the air space.
Okay.
Then I put in Reflectix,
Right.
and that will reflect the heat back out. What gets through the Reflectix gets absorbed in the heavy mass vinyl.
Okay.
It pretty much
That's that
stays-
8-inch thick.
It's an
eighth
eighth of an inch thick. It's heavy mass vinyl. It's 1 pound per square foot. Very dense stuff. And I found it reacts pretty strangely. It just, if you leave it out in the sun, it gets hot as can be. And then you bring it inside, it stays hot. It takes a long time for that to cool down to room temperature.
So that could be good or terrible.
It's good. Well, here's the way I approach it. Now, this is my theory, okay, with a little bit of college.
Right. A little bit.
I put the 80/20 in. Now I put in my finished ceiling, which is typically 3/4 inch cedar, pine, poplar, oak, whatever it may be.
Right.
Wood is a good insulator on its own.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so in the summer months, the heat's beating down on the roof of the van. It's slowed. Obviously, insulation only slows the transmission, so it slows it. Comes through the air, hits the Reflectix, bounces back out. What passes beyond the Reflectix gets trapped on the 80/20. In the winter months, when I'm heating the inside of the van, what heat passes that cedar will get trapped by the 80/20, the heavy mass vinyl. not the
Okay.
80/20. Again, my theory,
So that'll warm up and stay warm.
and in van number 1, that van lives in Southern California now. She takes trips to the Nevada desert. She's in 117 degree weather. She's comfortable in her van. Running the air conditioner, untethered in the desert, off the batteries that I put in the van, a 600 amp hour battery.
Right.
The Vagabonds, which was van number 2, they did a heat test. I'm not sure where they were, but they shot the outside of the van chassis, and it was 110 degrees, I believe.
Yeah.
Then they came inside and they shot the shower wall. It was 84.
Well done.
So that's the insulation doing its job.
First build. Sprinter, Promaster, Transit.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, because if I make a suit of clothes for me, that ain't going to fit you.
Yeah, it's true what you say.
So I can only advise. I can be your little consigliere from northern New Jersey.
Nice. We could all use a consigliere for northern New Jersey.
I'm happy to do it.
As I was driving across I came across the George Washington Bridge, and I'm driving across, and I've got, I'm going down the road, and I've got Manhattan out the left-hand window, and I'm like, I pick up my iPhone, and I'm trying to like reproduce some of the Sopranos credits. Shots. I got like the toll booth.
Yep.
It's like,
you lighting a cigar?
So awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean the platform. I could discuss that.
Right.
There's a couple of issues. There's ease of repair, cost of repair, the fuel. Now in the 2019 and beyond,
Right.
Sprinters with the new engine, they say you can use biodiesel.
Okay.
The older Sprinters,
You got to use diesel.
You got to use highway sulfur diesel.
The Sprinters, I'm pretty sure they get like better mileage than my Ford Explorer anymore.
Yeah, a diesel is going to do very well in terms of mileage. Diesel fuel is more costly than regular fuel.
Oh, I didn't know
right?
that. Okay.
I think at some point, depending on your usage and the fact that you, in my builds, I use that fuel source to heat the coach.
And you come right off the
fuel tank. I don't like propane. I don't put propane in my builds.
I don't like that idea.
It's well, first of all, it's now another fuel source you've got to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get propane? Do I have enough? I'm out in the woods. I ran out. I can't cook. Don't need it. Aggravation.
Does a Promaster run on diesel?
Gasoline.
Promaster's gasoline.
Yes.
So
And Webasto offers a gasoline furnace. It freaks the hell out of me to be bringing gasoline in and burning it in a furnace in the van.
That's.
But they're
scary.
out there. They're worldwide.
Are you going to do that in that van?
Yes.
Okay.
I did that in the Vagabond.
It's just fuel. I mean, diesel doesn't burn as amazingly well as gasoline. That's
right.
one
Gasoline goes.
Yeah.
So it freaks me out. So the first thing I do after discussing client objectives is I build the entire van out of cardboard. And I do it to the 1/4 inch. I make sure this is as close to what we're going to actually have as possible, even to the point of designating drawers and doors and such.
Yep. Now I've watched your videos where you build these things, and I'm going to be honest. I start out thinking that man is crazy, maybe crazy and stupid. So walk me back from that.
Okay. You can design your floor plan using Google SketchUp. You can use CAD programs, any 3D modeling you want to do.
Yeah.
There's nothing like walking in the van. I'm leaning on the countertop. Okay, this is it. It's legit. This is really what it's going to be. I have a fridge module. I've got a bathroom module. I build the entire van out of cardboard to the 1/4 inch.
The whole thing.
And then the customer comes in and they walk through their van. It's real. Right. And they can get, I mean, I bring in the seats. I have a little dining area here. I built the seats. I bought and now my dining seats, for instance, when you start thinking about how to build and why you would do things, I designed these dining room seats that they can use your patio cushions from the lawn chair. Now you can spend $1,000 on a cushion from Front Gate, or you can go to Home Depot and spend $19. They're basically all the same size. Yep. You can swap them out seasonally if you want. Fit. If you buy a manufactured van, everything's stuck in place. What if you get a tear in your plush leatherette settee? What are you gonna do now? All right. Yeah. So, and what I do is I build these modules out of 1.5 by 1.5 cheap pine, right? Okay. But that's the same dimension as my 80/20 that I use for the final. Okay. I almost have my cut list.
And you're just screwing them together with sheetrock screws?
Yeah, blowing this together,
stapling together? Yeah. And then you just buy tons of this cardboard, I guess.
I buy 50 sheets of 4x8 cardboard, single core, and I go to town. I use the cardboard. Now I said in one of my videos. All right, can I steal that? I have to ask you, and I want to get it on film. Can I steal this process from you? Can I just shamelessly pirate your process for doing this?
Sure. damn.
I got no. Oh, so I've convinced you.
I'm like, because I can walk through it, and you know, it's like I love Fusion 360. I love CAD. I love the virtual walkthrough and all of that stuff, but can't touch it.
There's nothing like walking through the van. And I'm going to tell you something. Even knowing. Oh, the other thing I do is when they come in, I have them do a little choreography, because if
move past one
someone's
another,
cooking and somebody, yeah.
Right.
So these are the things that you can actually test or exercise in the walkthrough, and we have shape. I started at 18 inches. Well, we went to 17 inches, and I built another module while they were having lunch, and I put the new module in.
Nice.
Over here, the Mrs. Sprinter couldn't visualize the door on the left of the shower or the right of the shower. I built another module. One has the left, one has the right, and I swapped them in and out.
Mrs. Sprinter.
Mr. and Mrs. Sprinter. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they're really the sprinters, and I don't think the vagabonds are really the vagabonds. Okay, so the whole thing. You built the whole thing.
I do the whole van. I've got an
inch and a half pine, single core 4x8 cardboard, sheetrock screws. I feel like I know more, but I'm less certain, which is, I guess, not.
Yeah, but
not unusual.
The thing that I try to impress on people the most is each of us have our own likes and dislikes, and I'm not going to impose my principles or likes and dislikes on you. We have to find out what yours are, what they truly are.
Yeah.
And work towards that.
I'm in this wonderful position where I just want to build something beautiful. I would like, at the end of it, I would like it to be commercially viable, right? And so I want to sell this thing when I'm done with it, because when I'm done with it, I'll be done with it. But like, and so I'm wrestling with, like, I think Sprinter, right? That's like, everybody wants a Sprinter. It's got the Mercedes logo, all of that sort of stuff. But then if you go to the other end of the graph, which is probably the Ford Transit, it's got to be like the cheapest one, or these are probably on par. This one is the cheaper one. But like, now I'm like, I think it would be fun. What I'm thinking at this moment is I think it would be fun to do a Transit, because you haven't done one yet, and then I could share that experience with you, and we could talk, and you're about to do some, and so I know that I'm going to get some hella good coaching along the way. Yeah,
it's
just from
I wish
YouTube.
We could do them together.
Yeah,
concurrently, that'd be great.
Right? That'd be so much. That'd be like so much fun. But
it's the platform is also personal choice, because you weigh the pros and cons, you decide what's more important to you. Here's what I think is going to happen with you. You think you're going to use this thing lightly, and you're going to hop from hotel to hotel, but once you become one with this thing, it's your home. Yeah. You go to a supermarket, you bring that cart with all your food, you put it away when you get to your vehicle.
That's awesome.
And you become so attached to this thing, you're going to say, you know what? Damn, I wish I had done a bigger shower, because I really like this, and I think we're going to continue. Yeah. Now you could build another one. Or if it's modular, you might be able to do something. But yeah, I wouldn't make any foregone conclusions.
Well, that's like, and so I think about, like, you know, one would think that a roller coaster in the backyard would be plenty, right? I've built 5, and I'm working on the 6th. I'm using magnetic linear induction to launch. I want my roller coaster to launch as fast as my Tesla does. And so I've met this guy who does like neodymium magnets, and you know, so we're like building electric coils, and it's like, so I'm building basically a railgun to launch it, because it's gonna be awesome, dude. Right. So that's like, that'll be the 6th and the 7th. So it's like not enough. So I'm stoked about just like doing the build, because like, and so what I'm coming away from this with is, I feel like, just after spending some time with you and listening to you, I feel like I have a lot more freedom to just like go easy on myself, make simple, small choices, and like, I feel like whatever this van ends up being, or I hate VanLife and it's the last van, But if I don't hate van life, if I love it like I think I will, it's the first van.
Right. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
And apparently you can always find a home for your van.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. George, I think I'm out of questions. I think I've asked all the.
For today.
Yeah, for the moment,
Yeah.
I'm out of questions. I think I know enough now to where I can go make a big multi-$1,000 decision and park a giant truck in the yard,
Yeah.
and that will get me to my next set of questions.
I hope you have an indoor place to work.
Yeah, well, we've got a big garage. Let's see, how long is it? These are like
22.
22, 23. Yeah, I can fit it inside.
That's a big help.
Yeah.
Big help. But I would recommend doing a stick and cardboard build.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
All you need is a chop saw and a staple gun.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Save you a lot of time. And during that exercise, you get to familiarize yourself with your van.
Yeah.
You know, there's some, that's another thing. When you start looking at these van videos and Instagram, if you can just zoom in, you know, forget about that overall impression, right? With
Yeah.
the naked girl reading.
Yeah.
And you start to look at how these people treated, you put a panel here, what do you do here?
Yeah.
They don't do anything. They just end it, you know. The details, what you've got to think about when you're building these vans. I mean, it's okay to leave it exposed, you know.
Yeah.
But at my level, where I'm building these for people who have expectations, it cannot be a do-it-yourself project. It's got to look like furniture.
It's beautiful. This is like production stuff here. Oh. Dude, you're a freaking rock star. All right. George, my brother.
Got a lot of
Thank you.
footage.
I'm gonna wash my hands right after.
That's a good idea. I got that stuff too.